What's up, everybody? This is Furious Francis over here from PlayerEssence.com, and today we're going to be looking at the PS4 versus the Xbox One as far as the launch lineups go. And although Reggie Fils-Aimé wasn't too impressed with the launch lineups, and you know what, I'm not either, it's actually kind of one-sided as far as who has the better launch lineup. And there's still some pretty good games in there, so it's not all lost here. So let's go and let's take a look at some of the games here. And of course, multi-platform titles, you know, both of them have a lot of multi-platform titles. A large percentage of this is going to be multi-platform. Who's going to win as far as this launch lineup and this comparison goes is who actually has the more substance in their exclusive titles. But I'm going to go ahead and run down the PS4 multi-platform titles, and then I'm going to run down the exclusive titles for the PS4, then we'll head over to the Xbox One. So, multi-platform: Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, FIFA 14, Just Dance 2014, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden NFL 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 14, Need for Speed Rivals, Skylanders, Swap Force, Watch Dogs. Okay, so a lot of those are even also on the Wii U as well, and a lot of them there's a lot of sports games in there. Nothing really to write home about as far as that goes. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes here. That's going to be the exclusive titles. Okay, so for the PS4, and some of these can also jump to the Xbox One at some point, but for right now they're going to be exclusive. So, Blacklight Retribution, DC Universe Online, Dive Kick, Drive Club, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, Minecraft, Pinball Arcade, Resogun, Super Motherload, Switch Galaxy Ultra, Tiny Brains, Warframe, War Thunder. Now moving on to the Xbox One, as far as exclusives games go: Crimson Dragon, Dead Rising 3, Fighter Within, Forza Motorsport 5, Killer Instinct, Loco Cycle, Peggle 2, Power Star Golf, Rise, Son of Rome, Zoo Tycoon, and Zumba Fitness World Party. So, I mean, as you can see, they're the exclusive titles there. They don't really seem like much from either side unless you're kind of big into like Killzone or maybe even Forza. But it's actually one-sided on how I feel about this. I think that the Xbox One has the better launch lineup here. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys why. On the PS4 side, there is really nothing for like the Japanese style game audience, you know, like for somebody who actually likes Japanese style games. Personally, me, I see Crimson Dragon. That is basically the spiritual successor to the Panzer Dragoon Orta series, and I love that game. I love the classic shoot 'em up where you're on the dragon, you're flying around. It's actually a really good game, and the fact that, you know, Sony doesn't have anything that's similar to that is a bit weak in my opinion. It seems like a lot of American-made stuff on that part. Also, you have Dead Rising 3, something that just seems like more substance to the game than, like, you know, a shooter. I mean, from what we've seen from Knack doesn't look good at all. The previews aren't good. Nobody is talking about that game actually being quality. Dead Rising 3's had some awesome trailers. They showed out a lot of stuff, and it actually looks like there's a lot of depth in it. The world map is way bigger than the first two games, and it actually looks really cool, and there's tons of zombies on screen. It's not my cup of tea, but I can definitely see why people would, you know, jump on this, especially when you have a game like Crimson Dragon and Dead Rising 3 at launch. I also want to talk about Forza Motorsport 5. Now, this is also not my cup of tea either, but at the same time, you're looking at it, comparing it to Drive Club, and I don't think there's any comparison here. Drive Club is not a game that can stack up to Forza Motorsport. The definitive racing game for Sony is on the PS3 with Gran Turismo 6. That's the game that it's supposed to be competing against, but that's not on the PS4, that's on the PS3. So the Forza Motorsport kind of beats it that way. Now, I'm not into the Killer Instinct. Looks horrible, but the fact that they do have Killer Instinct and it looks just from looking at it, it looks halfway decent. I don't think it's going to be that great, but they do have that, and I'm actually more interested in that than playing like Killzone or anything like that. And the rest of the stuff, it kind of seems like, you know, indie type games. I mean, you have Minecraft, which is cool, but that's also on the Xbox 360. You have some Pinball Arcade, stuff like that, but that's on all systems, pinball games, you know. And there's like Peggle for the Xbox One. That's not really a big deal. But there's also Rise, Son of Rome. Now, it's a lot of quick time events and stuff with that game, but I still think that it will be a halfway decent, you know, beat 'em up or slash 'em up. I mean, the graphics look pretty polished and look pretty good, and you know what, there's nothing like that on the PS4 at launch as far as exclusive titles go. You know, I mean, I'd rather play Rise, Son of Rome than Killzone Shadowfall or like Blacklight, or just like a shooter. I'd rather play Rise, Son of Rome than a shooter. That's what I'm trying to say here. So overall, if you look at Crimson Dragon, Dead Rising 3, Forza Motorsport, Killer Instinct, and Rise of Son of Rome, I think those exclusives beat out the PS4's exclusives for the time being. And you know, if Microsoft didn't have the really high price point at $500, I think it'd be a lot more competitive as far as sales go this fall. But I really think that the PS4 and the Wii U are just going to kind of dig in on the Xbox One a little bit, just because of the price. $500, then you add on, you know, you have to pay for online play, and then you add on like let's say you want an extra controller, that's another $60. I mean, it's insane. You're gonna be walking out of the store spending like $700 something if you want an Xbox One and another controller and a game plus online play. It's ridiculous. So I think that the price is just a little too high for the Xbox One to be to keep up, but at the same time they do have the games to sell out of their stock. So whatever they get, I'm pretty sure people are going to jump on the opportunity to pick up the Xbox One when they get a chance. It's going to be into next year if they're going to convince more people to spend that price. But as far as launch lineups, comparing those two, which one I think is better, I definitely think Microsoft is the victor of this one. I know I haven't had a lot of good stuff to say about Microsoft, but to be honest, they've put together a halfway decent launch lineup of games. I think both systems have some stuff in there. The multi-platforms are a little underwhelming, but it's cross-generational. You know, the same thing happened with Wii U. People were giving Wii U a lot of crap about this, but it's the same thing that happens every single generation. You're going to have a ton of cross-generational games. Pretty much all of these multi-platform games are on 360 and on PS3 and on Wii U. So that's how it works for cross-generational, especially now. Alright, so that basically wraps it up. I want to know what you guys think. Which system has the better launch lineup? And please try to put your biases aside. Just rationally think as far as what games are coming out, the content within those games, and say what you think. Make sure you check out the description below. That'll head over to playeressence.com. Definitely join the community. Trust me, it's actually really cool. A lot of good interaction between community members. We have a really good rating system. So go there, sign up with the intense debate, join the action, join the fun. Also, make sure you check out our Facebook like page. When you like us on Facebook, you get all our exclusive content sent straight to your PC, phone, or tablet. All right, once again, I am Furious Francis, and I am signing off from playeressence.com, and hopefully we'll see you guys on there. Peace.